first ban for BP, Nexus and Mirage, you're done.
And they would say that BP banning Cash, one of the maps I wouldn't want to face Nexus on, especially because they have really good aimers, like Train, Overpass, and Nuke as well. I mean, they to go to Nuke or Inferno. I think Inferno is really good map for BP as well, individually. The only problem for me would be that op duel, because on Inferno you don't really have that much of a chance to go for those, right? If you have a spawn for B, for Banana as a T, you go use that spawn and try to take a pick.
Exactly.
But usually it's a pretty passive. I don't think it's going to be favored in terms of the Xelo can have as much as impact as he usually has, just because of the map. I mean, it's contact play, right? When you play with AWP, you don't usually need it as much because you go through smokes, you go out of contact and everything, and that basically happened for GamePub. If you wanted to go fast and round after round, they were quite predictable. Vir couldn't get that AWP rolling, and they couldn't find an opening frag, and it can basically, the same thing can happen here for Nexus, in my opinion.
If BP continue to play the T side as well as they played the previous map, then it's going to be difficult for Xelo, because then the refraggers will be there, and if the pop flashes are in, Xelo is not going to get much done. On the other side, when Nexus play on the T side, Xelo is going to be a lot more useful, because he can actually use the AWP. You know, he's a mobile AWP, he can go for the entry peaks, he can help and work as an entry fragger. I don't think that's something that BP can do, because D is not that kind of an AWPer. And if you then don't find anything, and if you're not comfortable sending him in first, then I mean, it's pretty much useless to have one AWP, you know, just going after everybody, relying on, okay, let's hope that the team does something so I can come in during the post-plan situation. But that doesn't work in the long run, so I think you'll have to stick to the rifle. Yeah,
probably the biggest threat, as we talked about, is Xelo in Nexus, right? So if they manage to keep low economy on Nexus, so they can't bring that AWP in play, and they round after round, they, for example, reset.
Just like what happened with Joxic.
Yeah, for example, they reset Nexus and so on, and Xelo is out of his comfort zone, like Joxic was. And there, I think BP can actually triumph over Nexus, just because if they take that AWP out of Xelo, I this one even with a big margin.
And Lucas, are you going this time once again against Serbian team in your link towards Romanian Nexus? Don't underestimate the power of the, not dark side, but Serbian.
We have a bit of a fade into game in us, so...
This is cool effect.
Oh, here's the second one.
Ooh la la. I like this.
I like this fade, so wait, where do I come here?
You can...
Oh!
You can touch his beard. Look at this.
I got this.
Nice. Come.
No, I'm trying to...
Oh!
That feels good.
Feels good.
That was awesome.
Okay, we are ready. Seems like we're ready.
Yeah, we are ready to jump into the game, and the casters are Dean and Hoka. Take us away.
Thanks, guys. We are here for BP up against Nexus, and we're heading straight into the action. 5 sets of Kevlar for the BP side, and on the Nexus side of things, they've got 2 sets of nades. They're already going in towards apartments as well, so the Romanians going for some quick aggression, but I don't think the bomb's going to be pushing in towards A. There's only 3 players in towards App so far.
Yeah, at least for the moment, it seems like they're waiting. They've shown that presence in departments. They were hoping that maybe someone on the BP side will try and push down Banana, but we can see on our radar, of course, only a single player on the B side of the map. So unlikely he'll get too aggressive. He will just be holding that wall, waiting to try and get the info, and once he spots those players out, he will just fall back off. And that's exactly what happens. So the control of Banana is going to be conceded over in favour of Nexus. And with that fallen, they are going to go ahead and rotate a second player over in this direction to try and give the assistance. But as we can see, the bomb, of course, was over on that A side of the map. It looks like it has made a decision now to begin falling back. So we have an idea now where they are going to take this, and it is towards this B bomb site. They have the smokes as well as some flashes to try and find this entrance. And Dav actually hasn't really rotated over. He's just hanging around towards Arch instead. He's in a position to get a pretty fast rotate in. But with those smokes being able to go down, he's likely going to be cut off, as could Jordan if one goes towards the Kyles.
And as these smokes come in, BP are going to struggle to hold this one off. As you were saying, Jordan completely cut off from the action. No shots really connecting, so the bomb will go down. BP, a huge rotate has come in, but it's still a 5v5 retake they're going to have to pull off without that kit. This is looking good for Nexus Gaming already. Time's ticking down, and the flank is coming in here from Zello. Could he make the difference? He's behind them all here. Zello coming in from behind. Oh no, he doesn't get a single kill. There we go. Eventually he opens up, and it's BTN to make the difference. He finds 2. And there we are. Nexus take an incredibly clean round. They don't lose a single player. And that was just very dominant.
Yeah, perfect start. Nexus getting themselves off with that 1-0 lead. Going to go straight into a pretty solid buy as well. 2 AKs, 2 UMPs and 1 Galil, so playing it quite safe. And they will be up, of course, against a force buy of pistols and Kevlar. And a small bit of utility, 2 smokes to try and hold off those choke points. For at least a small amount of time alongside 1 flash. And let's see now, what will Nexus approach this round is the question. Looks to be fairly similar to the previous round, just those 3 players focused over towards the A side of the map once again. And 2 focusing towards the banana to try and get that control. A little bit more passive this round though overall from Nexus. They haven't decided to actually push straight into the apartments this time around. And that's because they know they're going to be up against the pistols. That means that it's quite likely there will be players from the CT side getting aggressive. They haven't actually went into the apartments, instead just stacking up towards mid brackets. And if Nexus do decide to go for this control, these pistols playing up close could definitely cause quite a lot of damage.
That's something Nexus sure will be wary of, though. One player probing in towards top mid. Not going to take any fights. In the meantime, Nexus reposition a little bit back over towards B. 3 players in towards banana. They make their way forwards. With 45 seconds left, Nexus don't have to make a final decision just yet, but starting to get to that point where they are having to think about where they want to end this round. And it looks like the bomb has made its mind up. It's going to go over towards the A-bomb site where the stack is in play. 2 kills coming already. There's another. It's Kingor to get 2 kills, make it a 3rd from him. And it's a complete shutdown on that A-bomb site. Only Yaxi left alive in a 1 versus 4. And that is BP completely annihilating Nexus.
Yeah, I was going to say 30 seconds remaining as they decide to take it towards A. Without that control towards mid, it's just... It's not ideal. I think they probably should have taken that one towards B instead. They had the control on banana at least. But yeah, Jaxi, he was the last man standing. He's going to get taken down. And BP managed to pull off that force buy right there with the pistols. The CZ just doing so much damage. Kingor especially stepping out of massively defined 3. So BP instantly return it. They get themselves the force buy successfully. And it's Nexus now that are going to be probably investing everything they can into this one. And I think they were averaging about 14, maybe 1500. So it's not looking too good. Just the pistols and the Kevlar and a single smoke. As they're up against a very solid buy from BP, who have been able to retrieve themselves a couple of AKs even.
Yeah, should be big favourites for the CTs into this round. Not seeing any opening fights come through. Actually, a lot of damage done to a couple of the Nexus players, so... Surprisingly, they do go down low. I didn't think they were taking these fights, but there we go. The damage being done on towards them. Nexus currently just waiting outside of the A side of the map. They're the ones that are going to have to go and be gifting them kills with their...
So, man advantage. Blitz was damaged. And he'll actually be taking up the try and rush down this B-bomb site. I don't know how much success has already been weakened quite heavily. Glocks, I believe, will probably be kept. And to do that, they have a single flash and 2 P250s.
Shouldn't really be happening. There is one player in towards apartments. It's Dimka, who hears a lot of steps here. This could be a spray down. And gets the 1 kill on the hold, but he gets his team. It does go down, losing that UMP, but the AKs, oh, well, they're going to get caught in the back. Jaxi gets a double kill there. So that was a little bit of an overcommitment into watching in towards apartments. That allows the flank to come in, but I don't think Jaxi will get too much more done. Jordan is already off. However, again, pretty good damage done by Nexus. Getting 3 kills in the end there. That is at least something, but in that previous round, remember, everyone survived pretty good.
Yeah, but reinvesting quite a lot into this round, so kind of not too great. They go straight for the double up setup as well. if they were to lose this round, I think they'd have 3 players double eco and 2 players who could buy, so it'd be a little bit off. This one, D and Kingar, of course, going to be working with those ops and looking to try and find the opening pick, go for it, but it's not going to work out in his favour. Instead, finished off by Zello, the Molotov, of course, the assistant, and Dav able to actually get a kill and burn one alive as well in the process. And that's a really good 2k coming in from Dav to actually bring this advantage now. And also for sort of help at all, BTN down to 47.
The bomb will be... He's going to have to group up with his teammates over towards A. Dav is already on that rotation, ready to come in towards this A site and assist if necessary. D has already found the first kill on the hold. Push is going to come in towards A long, and Blitz with his AWP is having to push up short, which is going to be awkward. And as he misses that shot and gives away his position, this round should be over and done with. Blitz still out in the open, does manage to get 1 kill there, but yeah, he's very exposed. He's not going to get anything else. And a BP win their 4th round in a row, and we are going to get what I believe is a technical pause, because one of the Nexus players isn't on the server.
Yeah, it is indeed a technical pause, I believe, for Nexus. Just some pistols are going to be upgraded into this round. They have the full money bonus at least now to work with, but even with that, they won't be able to get too much. Maybe some Kevlar to try and back up a few of those pistols. And that's a pretty decent round for BP to take. They haven't really built up any economy yet, so Nexus are at least doing a good job at getting that damage done, keeping the economy modest, which for the moment is still going to be a big factor, of course. When it gets later into the half, that's when they really need to start picking up the rounds. But if they can just keep the economy low for BP, and then once they get the guns out once again, just go ahead and claim a gun round and maybe just break the economy right there and then. I don't think 1 round would do it even at this point though, so yeah, BP should have another easy enough round coming into this one. But then again, we've seen in that previous map especially a lot of these rounds where it was only the pistols, it seemed like they were the ones that BP were actually losing.
Yeah, it's going to be next. So BP looking in good shape to come out to an early lead. It's worth saying that they're standing in rather than their sort of standard lineup. They don't have the one playing, they've got Blitz instead. So that's something that is worth pointing out, and I think that's something that will affect them more on their T side, having the sort of team play. Already though, look at Dimka's position. He's pushed all the way out through A. This is going to be a flank, this is going to be a free frag, and Nexus are now pinched in from both sides. Because of that, they do go for the quick reaction in terms of trying to hunt down Dimka, and ooh, there we go, the kill comes in. So that is a rifle recovered, and for aggression like that, you give a gun over to the T side, and maybe give them a chance to do something now.
Yeah, problem is still a couple of players quite low on HP, so still going to be difficult. They will go towards this B-bomb site, and it's going to be Dav and D who are waiting. So maybe if some op shots are missed, it'll give them the chance to try and close the majority of the work done with that M4 though. So we're going to have a lot of pressure on them. And there we go. First kill picked up by D. Dav going to be able to drop Zello as well. Right there, those B defenders. There's B with 4 players alive. That's a bank. But Nexus now back onto the buy, and they will be getting the op out onto Zello. So let's see what impact he is going to be able to find with that. And for that the op isn't really needed, you can be very limited with it.
Down Banana though, so maybe a chance route. Zello with the AWP was looking ready, decided to go all the way back to the bomb site. They're content with the man advantage. They realize they don't need to find anything else. Nexus, I mean, they still have time to work with as well, but they have to come back from this 4-on-5. Awkward as, oh, okay, nice shot comes in from Zello. Kingor gets picked off. Push looks to come in towards B, where there's currently only Dav holding on, so they're looking to come in towards this B bomb site. The smoke is about to fade, but they have a couple more ready to re-smoke CT. But, oh, awful timing. Yaxilo and IM to try and clutch.
Going to try and come in as well. Dav going to be the one going up, able to deny the bomb plant spots at the second player as well, but Zello will actually connect the shot. But he has been weakened down, which allows for Jordan to easily come in on that trade, so another round goes into 1. Plant. We aren't going to see Nexus been able to buy. If they got that, at least the extra $800 would have allowed for an investment to come into this round. But likely it's just going to be pistols and Kevlar once again. They'll get the full buy into the next round. That should be at least 7 going over towards BP. They've been doing a pretty good job so far in this map, at least, to actually been able to win out those anti-ecos, so to give them some out once again, D and Kingor. And look at this, an aggressive push into apartments early on from the CT, from the work with, and a small amount of damage on towards Blitz as well.
Yeah, BP will distance from these CZs though. Obviously, they don't know for sure that they're only up against CZs. They could be up against at risk at range, but generally you are going to want to take those longer range fights up against these that only have pistols. Going to go in towards top. Nexus do have quite a few smokes and flashes to work with, which is one positive. And those nades comes forwards. BP are holding all the way back from the A site though, so they're not going to give up any early picks. That forces Nexus to push site. This could get awkward. A couple of kills coming in. Trades come back. There's another kill on the site. This hit, which isn't what he would want. Some damage done.
Indeed, 7-1 now. As we said, will be coming back out. Once again, the up for Zello. We didn't really see him get a chance to get too much done that previous round that he brought it out. He did remain quite passive in towards the ramp, just waiting to see if anyone decided to peek in towards mid. So let's see what his plan is this time around. Indeed, that opening pick, realising with the flash coming in, probably for the best that he does just back off and play it a little bit more passively. So we'll remain in a 5-on-5 for the moment, as it seems to be another very passive round coming in for Nexus. We see IM, I believe, is pushed up into the apartments on his own. Other than that, though, they're all hanging back towards ramp and waiting to try and get this control towards Banana. Also making sure no one can aggress down mid.
Well, Nexus are just going to be spreading out, looking for this opening pick. Could come through, although surprisingly Zello isn't going for the furthest aggression with his AWP. It's going to be the AK of Blitz pushed up in towards Banana. Meantime, Nexus go for more aggression over to the A side of the map, where they are probing in towards top mid. Counter flash comes in from the CT side, though, and there we go. Jordan goes for the fight, and the trades are going to go in favor of the CTs. They get up to a 4v3 advantage, but the push is going to come in towards B, so it's up to those B players to hold, and Dav and Kingo haven't been tested in this off with their AWP and rifle.
Remaining as well for BTN to throw a smoke to try and cover off CT spawn. Also a flash to hopefully force that upper off the angle that is Kingor that's going to be waiting for them, and everyone so far on the BP side has been stepping up when it was required, so let's see if that's going to be the case once again. That Molotov placed perfectly, wasting something. Look at this one, Blitz, rather. Apologies. I read that wrong. Even so long and not doing a successful job at baiting out the utility early on into the round means they're just going to have those Molotovs remaining, and you can't just push into B with 15 seconds left, because as soon as they see that presence Molotov, or even just flashes and a smoke to delay the push even further.
Yeah, that's why sometimes you do have to go for a bit of earlier aggression. Even if it's not fully committing to the push, you just kind of want to try and bait out some of those nades. And you can see this time with the Banana push, they are going to bait out some nades. The incendiary already deployed. The shot is connected by Kingor. He's quickly traded on those. Zello manages to take him down with just the CZ. That's an AWP dropped, but it won't be able to be recovered. Even with that kill coming through, it's just back to a 4v4 with pistols still to play with on the Nexus side of things. Boost is going to be coming in, but the CZ should struggle to get this kill at this range. And that is being proven by the fact that the spam comes back at them. There we go. It is looking easy again. I mean, this is just kind of getting out of control here. This is going to be a 9-1 lead. And Nexus could run the risk of falling too far behind from their poor T side.
This game not looking too good. They could still, of course, step it up and win that game against Game Agents, but yeah, the Agents going out in their group would just be a shocker. And BP right now are looking like they're in a prime position to take this one with 2 wins, 0 losses. So IM wants to try and have Simka goes ahead and closes that out. And there it is, a 9th round onto the board for BP. They'll come out for Nexus, and I think this time they're probably going to leave the op. Never mind, actually. I am able to buy one up and drop that over to Zello, so they have the op once again to work with. They have all the utility they could ever want. And let's see if they're going to be able to finally find any more rounds, because BP so far, especially since they brought out this double op, have just been extremely dominant. They seem to have had full control, and no matter which site Nexus go towards, they're just getting picked apart completely by the defense.
Well, we are going to see Nexus in this round group up a little bit to start the round off. It's not something we've seen all that often from the Romanians up until this point. They've generally been spreading out into that default. Maybe in part due to having that AWP in the hands of Zello, but this time they are going to commit to the site push. Dimka, good for 1 kill on the hold, and that's the bomb drop, so the rotate can come in, and you can see the rotate has already come through. Dimka gets a double kill before he goes down, but to be honest, the main thing is just the fact the rotate is already here. There's nothing left to be done. Jordan going to get the final kill in, and I think what's most impressive is that BP are continuing to have these frags really evenly distributed. Everyone is playing well on this CT side. I did.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to the fact that no matter which site they go towards as well, they're not having any success. It's just been everyone on BP standout players. I guess you can see it's a slight few more kills for Dimka and Dab, etc. But it goes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's one between every player, or between the top and the bottom. But there we go. Kingar actually going to get taken down early on. So an opening advantage for once will go in favour of Nexus, and it's Zello, that Beagle, that's able to find it. BTN going to be able to drop Dimka as well. And now this round is getting a little bit awkward. Zello actually able to retrieve this off as he walks onto the B-bomb site. Here's Dav rather kill for Nexus to actually pick up. Will eventually fall, but he's done plenty of work. A 2 versus 4 now for the CTs to try and pull back, and it may actually happen. D with the op going to be able to go ahead and find himself another. Blitz falls, as does BTN, and somehow this is back into a 2-on-2. If Nexus lose this round, this will be heartbreaking.
And D managing to pick off a couple of kills there, but he's still got more to do. 2v2 retake. Nexus will still be the favourites in this position, even though they don't have the weaponry. They can just afford to run down the clock. Smoke going to be coming in to give them some cover as they push up towards the bomb site. Splash comes in from the T side though, and here we are. The kill surely coming in. Finally, another round on the board for Nexus. After winning the first pistol round, they lost 10 in a row there before eventually putting their second on the board. They do need to keep this going though, and if they do get this round win now, BP's money will be a little bit shaky here. A couple of players won't have money for the buy, so Nexus might have a chance here to at least salvage 5 rounds on their T side, which is at least somewhat playable. That is all predicated upon winning this round though, so they really need this round 13 now.
Yeah, definitely they can't afford to get reset right now. That's some damage early on going in favour of BP as they look to try and get that fast banana control. The utility does its job and slightly weakens a couple of players. Zello and Yaxi just slightly tagged down a decent amount that allows for those M4s to have the one shot towards the head, so definitely is a small advantage for BP to work with. And nice shot by D. Dimka was blinded, so actually coming in and saving his teammate, so man advantage now in play for BP. As once again Nexus on the back foot to avoid getting reset this time. This would be the worst time for them to get reset at all. That'd be probably at least, yeah, it'd be a 13-2 half probably in favour of BP at that point. So they'd Nexus to be working with 2 force buys to try and actually pick themselves up another 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, and the early damage has very much gone the way of BP in this round. D, the only one taking any punishment on the BP side, and he's only down to 88 HP, and that's going to continue, taking any further damage. It's BTN to be sidelined out of this round. You can see Nexus looking for a desperation push in towards B. Zello is going to have to open it up with the AWP. Oh, 2 smokes in towards CT as well. Yeah, that's not the best. Kills coming in. Zello, the last man left. He's just everything going wrong for Nexus right now.
Yeah, nothing going right at all. They do get reefs, so they can probably go for the 1 eco, look to try and get themselves a 3rd round onto the board. But yeah, BP right now, whether it be a 13-2, they're going to be extremely happy with how this half has gone. Reminder, they of course won their previous match. Was it?
What the
previous match?
The BP win was 16-11, I think.
16-11. Okay, I was wrong. Look at those nades though. To have to get himself 2. Heavily, 23 HP, but shouldn't really be too much of an impact in this round, considering it's only those pistols available for Nexus. And Zello also been taken down by D, who decides to fight them forward, I believe, with the Molotov. Cutting him off from his teammates. And to have to get himself another kill now, as it's all onto Jaxi, and he will be dropped. They have done a really good job on that anti-eco there, getting himself up to 4 kills.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the one positive for Nexus right now is that Zello, but at the same time, like, he's one of the players that we said to have a good showing. Like, he was kind of one of the win conditions for them was him showing up. But the fact that he's just got no support is a little bit worrying right now for Nexus. That's something because if they don't beat Game Agents in this upcoming game, then they will be out of the tournament. I mean, they could still get this comeback chance for them here. We can't count them out just yet. Last round of the half, but it's a side with the AWP. Flashes are going over the top, but again, they're just having to try and go through these smokes. It's not really working for them. Two-man disadvantage early into the round. These nades are being deployed, but... Oh, Kingle, what? Reloading, but he gets the kill. I don't know how Nexus haven't heard that. But at this point, I mean, it's going to be a 13-2 half, unless Jaxi can get a ridiculous. So 13-2 at the half. This one feels like it.
Looks like it too. Having a pretty great performance. He had that round, of course, where he was able to pull it back. Or at least almost, I believe. Wasn't quite enough. But yeah, really good performance by BP. 13-2 as they swap over to this T side, and the pistol. If they take this game, likely going to be over and done with. Even if Nexus pick it up, it's still going to be a very long road ahead. So, the thoughts for Nexus. And a fuse kit being brought out for Blitz. 2 flashes as well. And over on smoke and a flash. Other than that, full sets of Kevlar. And let's see, a fast play coming up through second mid. Looking to try and close the distance in towards apartments. I think we might see a bit of that. Could be the correct decision. 2 players right now alone. Both of them stacked in towards Pit. As well as up through short. And they actually do get caught off guard. Jaxi finds that opening kill. Gets a bit of damage as well on towards D. And the trades are Nexus right now. Finally getting something done. It's all down to D. He gets dropped on the site by Blitz. Actually, it was Zello who got that kill. Yeah, really nice round coming in by Nexus. A perfect pistol. But then again, what happened in the first pistol? Nexus managed to win that without losing a single player.
Yeah, and then they lost against that 4-spy, so...
Vietnam flashbacks right now.
To be...
CZs again.
Yeah, exactly. They've got to be careful, that's for sure. 5
CZs.
CZs as well.
Ooh.
It's always a scary prospect.
It's a GG. Not really messing. Mostly rifled, so they should be okay. But we know that the pistols, of course, can pull off the upsets.
Well, we'll see if BP can get up close, because they're already trying to clear apartments. If they are forced to sort of funnel through that one position, though, they could easily be sprayed down, especially as Nexus CT are ready to assist as well towards A long. So as the push comes in, the CT should be ready to lock.
If they can take the first gun round, then certainly they can still manage to pull this one back. It's certainly possible, though. And let's see if 50s and a flash for BP to work with. And a very passive hold right now. Looks like they're maybe expecting aggression to come in from Nexus, and it doesn't currently look to be the case. 3 players towards A, 2 towards the top of banana, but not really looking to try and actually, if they wanted, they could take that banana control and they could try and close the distance, and maybe use that. If they throw a flash over, that would be perfect for allowing the players to push forward with those P250s, and also the Glan one making a bit of presence towards mid, looking to try and hold the rotate off for as long as possible, and contact is going to be taken on both sides of the map, and everything goes in favour of Nexus. Third one there to shut that down, rather fourth. So a nice quad kill to shut down that entire banana push. And there's 8 rounds in the difference, and this is going to be the first of many gun rounds that they're going to have to face off against.
At this point, Nexus just have to be focused on grinding out these round wins. I mean, even if they can just, get a few more rounds on the board and make it somewhat close, start to build up some confidence, that would work for them, at least in terms of their game coming up against Game Agents, just to have a bit more confidence. But if they get a few more rounds together, they could still compete as Kingor commits to that fight, the Flames. If he didn't get that kill through, that could have been embarrassing, but he at least gets the 1-for-1 trade. So, man advantage initial trades, which is going to be coming in towards A. The incendiary looks to slow things. Does fall, so it's into a 2v2, but more importantly, the bomb site has been cracked open, and that means that BP will be favoured now, as they have to hold off this 2v2 with the bomb down. The push is going to come in. The UMP up close. The flash. Oh no! They don't clear the corner. B1. Blitz is going to go down low. And that means that Dav in towards Pit just about clutches it out.
How did Blitz even get that kill? Very awkward indeed. 14 for BP. So first gun round goes in their favour. Nexus can still get the ball. It's not really going to be leaving much in the bank. So it's this round or they are going to be facing map point, and they're only going to have pistols to try and overcome it. So basically do or die right now for Nexus. And let's see what approach BP are going to have into this one. So far, it's been a pretty passive T side. They haven't really been showing any aggression early on. Sending 2 players this time to try and get that control towards apartments at least. But other than that, holding back. No real action coming in towards Banana either. And a similar setup from Nexus as well. They themselves are not really getting aggressive. 2 players over towards B. 1 in second oranges, 1 towards the Kyles. They are at least looking to try and contest brackets a small amount. 2 players in position to try and hold this one down. A minute and 15 seconds left now for BP to make a decision about what they want to do. And I'd presume pretty soon they'll probably try and look for that control towards middle. Or they may just keep going for this split that they've been doing out through the apartments. That's been working quite well, I suppose. But let's see now. It's going to be the save bomb site under pressure. And the defense tested.
Now the AWP of Zello is over towards B, so that won't be something in play for the CT side. It's just going to be the M4s holding on to the A-bomb site. Got a couple of nades left which could be useful. I don't know if they're going to get the chance to deploy them because BP are already lining up this push. There is a smoke up towards A long. BP could use that to get in towards Arch here, but as the push comes in, Jaxi tried to go aggressive. He gets caught out. Push is going to come in through this smoke. This could get awkward. They're going to go through it, but BTN gets one. Oh, quick trade comes in. That was important from Dav. There's still 1 player left on the site, but he has already been taken down. And that's going to be BP taking their 15th round. You can see Nexus not even going for this one. And after that pistol round win, it looks like BP just not going to have enough. Oh, sorry, Nexus not going to have enough. BP have more than enough.
Yeah, bit of a misplay by Jaxi in my opinion. I don't know if it was really needed for him to go aggressive there. And his teammate to try and spot short. And yeah, you don't know if there's going to be someone already holding. Maybe if he was flashed in, it would have been a bit more useful, but no, just got taken down. So 15-5 now is going to be the scoreline. 10 in a row is what Nexus needs to try and take this into overtime. And as we can see, they're not really going to have much other than these 2 weapons that they're trying to save, which I think they should be able to save. I don't think anyone from BP is going to find them. And yeah, that is going to be the case. So at least have an op and an M4 being carried over. But other than that, let's have a look at the economy and see what they're going to be able to actually buy. Jaxi should get 1 more rifle. And maybe Zello could go ahead and drop a UMP, as could Blitz. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It is pretty decent. But to try and actually keep them alive up against the full investment, of course, from BP, it is going to be a pretty difficult task. And here we go now. Potentially the final round of this map.
Push coming in from Zello. He's going to try and get something done in the midst of the smoke. And he does get the opening kill through. Very aggressive play, and I think at this point it's worth taking a risk like that just to try and give your team something. And it's worked out. They get the man advantage on the Romanian side. We are going to see them be able to hold passively now, thanks to that initial advantage gained by Zello. Just as I say that, though, oh, was that a wallbang from D? I didn't see how that happened, but it was over towards Banana, so that might have been an insane kill. Yeah, I think it was through that wall, wasn't it? That's annoying. So.
He's not going to be happy about that one. Before though, I don't know. They're very split up at the moment as well. Just under a minute left to play with, so they want to make a decision pretty soon about where they want to bring this one. Control towards the apartments, control towards Banana. So they definitely have the real estate to work with to try and actually take over one of these bomb sites. And it looks like it's going to be a bit of a fake towards B. Not really going to be selling too much of a rotate though. Guilty on down will delay, and now the presence is shown over towards the A-bomb site, so I am alongside his teammate is going to have to step it up to try and hold this one down, and there you go, Jaxi finds 2, but the trades come back once again, and it's going to be both of those A defenders falling eventually, bringing it back into a 2-on-2 to try and keep Nexus in this game, or for BP to go ahead and close out this map and take themselves that top seed in Group B.
Well, could be coming through right now, but 2v2 is winnable for the Nexus side. I'll look to see if they can find some kills back into this round. Push coming in slowly but surely. Zello having to sneak up, but there goes the AWP of D, and there goes the rifle of Jordan. They close out the round win and the map win. It is BP to take the top spot here in Group B, and again we will go back to the analysis desk.
another surprise, but it's not the Christmas yet. We've seen BP scoring a win against Nexus Gaming, and our two analysts actually said that they're going to finish on the first place of the Group B, but that didn't happen. It's pretty much hard to analyze what happened on that Inferno because it was pretty one-sided in both halves. Jurema said that D is the passive op player, but when you're on fire, having 19 kills, died 4 times, you can basically do anything you want.
Yeah, so that also helps. I mean, D had an amazing game with AWP. He practically hit every single shot, except those at A long where there were CTs. I mean, those should have been hits, but CSGO, of course, always. On the other hand, on my side, I actually said that BP has a chance of winning this with a big margin if they start strong. He said 16-0 Nexus.
No.
I'm kidding. Of course, looking at BP, really impressed on how they play. I think they developed a lot as a team since Game Pop tournament even. I think they've invested a lot of time in practice. And they certainly look strong. I mean, now they look like one of the teams that can actually take this title home. Especially after that performance against Nexus, we all expected that Nexus should do well against them, and they did not really have a chance of doing so because they didn't have economy on their city side, as you saw. Practically every round they immediately got reset. On the other side, BP on their city side, rock solid. I must say, I think they played as a team out of their minds. Everyone was actually on point. Every player played to their full potential, and I mean that's what happens when all individuals step up on the server. Yeah. It's pretty easy win in the end.
Yeah, they didn't do anything like special on the CT side. It was just that they won all the aim duels.
Yeah,
and the terrorist wanted to take mid control, went for the peak nearly every time. 1v1 aim duels. The CTs came out on top there, so I mean they got a fair amount of rounds on the CT side. And then we said that okay, well if they play T side as they play T side in the last game with the fast plays, with all like coordination, always get the refrags, then they would stand a good chance of winning, and they did actually do that. So well played.
Yeah, well played to BP.
Yeah, and we didn't see much of a banana control from Nexus Gaming. We should definitely agree that it's the most important part of the map. And definitely BP knew that they're not going for that part of the map. They're always going to take control in A apartments. And they were quite predictable, and BP just knew how to prevent that.
That's the problem. When you have no presence towards banana, it gives a lot of options to cities to rotate, to do basically even a pop flash. If you have 4 guys on A, you can risk a pop flash towards mid. If they took control of mid, they are out of smokes. You can risk a pop flash to try and clear that, or you stay passive as they did. Because one player is holding banana by himself, right? He has all information. They're not coming B. I have smoke. There's no presence towards me. They're probably going A even when it's later into the round, right? When it's 45 seconds remaining, 40, and they start with smokes. They start with flashes and everything, and it kind of backfires because they don't know if BP actually put 4 guys or even 5 guys towards A because they had no presence of banana. They did not put one player back. If they had, for example, if they let control of banana to BP, they go for A control, they go for mid, and they go back towards B to maybe put a Molotov to try and clear that round. Just so they make presence, right? They will pull that one player from A towards B, right? And they will have more space to work around mid, to try and get a pick off, to try everything, but they did not do that. D was rock solid with AWP. He was basically a cannon, as we talked about, and he did pretty much everything for the team on that long. He played passive when he needed to. He went into the site when he saw that executes are coming towards his way. In the end, when you have players playing like that, they're playing pretty much carefully every single round. You're pretty certain that you're going to do well.
Well, yeah, and about Nexus Gaming, we've seen actually Kinger making that entry frag towards banana, then he pulls back. At that moment, when they have that man advantage, Nexus Gaming looked quite scared of that banana. They let it just open, they threw a smoke, and going back again once to A apartments. And after BP taking, I think, 9 or 10 rounds in a row, that round they managed to win in the first half was with full CZ buy, and it was pretty much a lucky round because they killed 2 guys in A apartments from behind, and we didn't see anything in their first half.
I mean, when you look at how BP played their city side, they did not give any pickoffs towards Nexus. Like, they wanted to go for sat executes. For example, when they were in force buy, they wanted to go for sat executes towards A. We saw that one with CZs, like smokes for short and side, and they wanted to attack through long when D was passive towards side. And the problem with that is when you have no entry, it means that there will be no rotations, right? Especially when you have no information on banana. We talked already about that they're going to have at least 4 guys on A if they want to gamble. And Nexus, they don't really know what's coming to them. They go for set executes, they go for that setup with smokes and everything, but they don't expect 4 guys there. Like, they killed 2 in pit, for example, but 2 more are on the site. And that's where problem happens. They think 1 player is in the side, they go for a trade, but they have perfect crossfire, and everything falls apart.
Yes, just classic. I mean, these are pretty much the things they've mentioned, and it's not more complicated than that. The scoreline just speaks for itself.
Yeah.
That's what they did. And
yeah, that's it. So BP, taking that first place in Group B, will go for a short break, and the next match will be between Game Agents from Hungary and Nexus Gaming. Whoever will lose this upcoming match is out of tournament. And who do you think it will be? It's pretty hard.
You want to go first now?
It's pretty hard.
Oh yeah, I'll go first. I can't copy you, yeah? Nah, I still believe in Nexus. I really do. I think they just needed a warm-up game and they need to refresh, and I still believe they can make it far in this tournament.
Yeah, maybe it was like the map as we talked about, like best of 1. Maybe they didn't really go for Nexus. Not the best map for Xello as well. Yeah. I think
Xello was top fragging for his team, but...
Yeah, but I mean,
really
he didn't really have that much impact as he would have liked.
Yeah.
I would say that Nexus moves forward.
All right, so we are going on a break, and the next match will be between Game Agents and Nexus Gaming. Stay tuned. back, ladies and gentlemen. We're soon ready to go for the last game of the day, and it will be between Hungarians and Romanians. I want to say that Nexus will be playing a game Agents, and both teams lost against the Serbian team of Bajini puleni. So whoever loses in this matchup is out of tournament. Nexus, even though our analysts told us that they saw them in taking that first place in groups, they showed us really poor performance against BP on that Inferno, losing 16-5. So what do you guys think about this one?
I think this one is going to be pretty interesting. I also want to see if Nexus are going to ban that Inferno now, because Game Agents had time to see how Nexus played that one, and they can use it to their advantage. I mean, also Nexus had time to look at that train as well. It also comes into play, of course, if we once again see, for example, Xelo stepping up on the other side, Color. This duel will be pretty interesting because both of them are pretty aggressive oppers, and both of them love to hunt for those kills. Xelo had amazing game against BP, even though they lost. On the other side, Color, if I'm not mistaken, had okay-ish game when they played against BPs. Overall, I think this is quite even in terms of lineups, but I would give a little edge towards Nexus because I definitely think that they did not play to their full potential when they played against BP.
Yeah, what do you think about this?
Yeah, this is not the Nexus we're used to see. I mean, for best of one, first match on LAN, it's possible to have just one shaky performance.
Yeah, I mean, everything can happen in best of one, especially on LAN.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's good that they're going to get a second chance now. It is still best of one, but I feel like they warmed up. Xelo had a pretty good game. I feel like with the right map pick, he can do even better this time. So I'd also give a slight edge to Nexus.
Does it feel like that Nexus struggled because of BP's over-aggression towards certain parts of the map, so they couldn't find the proper way to make an answer for that?
It was basically lack of information from not from BP side, but from Nexus side. Exactly. That's the team I was looking for. No, but we discussed it. They didn't take banana control. And Inferno is a map where banana is the place that you have to work on. I mean, either go defensive, change the lineup, but eventually you will have to push forward, even if it's in the beginning of the game or like mid-round. But it has to be done basically. So no matter what map they do pick, they'll have to play their CT side a lot better and compensate, of course. If they're putting a lot of pressure on mid, if they play Mirage, they have to push out on B or on ramp to compensate to get around. Their rotations have to be faster. We saw a lot of the rounds on Inferno where the enemies were already up on the site. Basically, we had a guy banana just like looking out so far behind, and that can't just happen.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with all things considered what happened to Nexus on their T side of Inferno. I don't think they're going to play that one same once again. I think they were too scared because they started losing a couple of rounds in a row when they were T, and they just wanted to do something on the fly. And you kind of see from their rotations, from their team coordination as well, that they did not really feel comfortable with everything that was going on. Like they tried a couple of executes, like to smoke off short, try to go from long with CZs. That didn't work out because, as we said a couple of times before this game, is that BP had a lot of information, and you can't really go for the set play immediately without having any presence towards banana and so on and so on. But on the other hand, it will be also interesting, for example, if Game Agents maybe want to take Nexus on Mirage. Mirage is quite a good map for Nexus. If Game Agents did their homework, maybe they ban it immediately like BP did. Yeah. But if somehow that Mirage sneaks in towards the end, I think we are going to have a pretty interesting match.
Yeah, and what if, for an example, Game Agent starts aggressive once again, like BP did on Inferno? We've seen that Nexus struggled a lot, so do you see them struggling once again against that aggression?
I mean, yeah, if they have once again a bad start, I think they're going to be in a bit of a trouble here and there, but all things considered, I don't think they are going to make the same mistakes they did against the BP, and that great start definitely kind of ruined the whole Nexus lineup. And on the other side, you have Game Agents that lost the game against BP, but they were quite close. I mean, 16-11 is not that big of a margin. They had a couple of mistakes here and there, but they played a totally different map. And here's their lineup for viewers that didn't see it yet. So Gabeson, Collar, Flea, Flash, and Barcode. And as we pointed out, like Collar is a really aggressive upper, their upper. Barcode, as you said, a really young and really good player, potential talent coming out of Hungary. Flash, we talked about him. He was standing in for Valiance a couple of times. He had his success and everything. We'll see if he finds his spot on the team, because that will be pretty interesting if he manages to blend in with all of the squad, for all of the players from Game Agents. He definitely brings a lot to the table. It's not only that his fragging power, I think experience also coming into the play.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving on to Nexus lineup then. We've seen these guys before, but we highlighted the core last time we took a look at the lineup. BTN, Jax, Xello. These guys have been playing with each other for quite a while. We talk about that, like Cosmin, he left the team despite the team producing great results. He wanted to try his luck abroad. Didn't really work out for him. Strong since then, but I think they're starting to get things, not just yet, but
not just yet. Yeah.
In the next game, we hope to see.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and Lucas looking at how Nexus played that Inferno thing for them, and they're definitely frustrated because of that loss. I mean, 16-5, it's a big margin, and I mean, definitely they need to forget about what happened at that Inferno. It was a problem for this next match because they're definitely under pressure because of that loss.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to come to a LAN, the teams, coming from another country, they've traveled here, and they're coming in as one of the favorites as well. Like going out 2-0 in best of one, nobody would expect Nexus to go out that early, and they're losing against Game Agents as well. That would be really, really tough on them. So, like losing is not an option in their minds. They just want to reset now, get the playoffs where they belong.
So yeah, and Rema, what do you think will be the best thing for Nexus Gaming to do to win this match and go to semifinals?
I think the team that going to win this one, because they are both under pressure, right? Because they lost opening games, and now if they lose, they're out of the tournament, and they practically, as Lucas said, travel to get here. They prepare. They put a lot of hours into the practice for the tournament. For example, drop out at like group stage, like first 3 hours of their group stage. It's definitely going to be devastating for the team. But I would say that Nexus needs to start strong, because they did not have a good start when they played against.
To win both pistol rounds and all 5 players surviving.
Yeah, imagine that. Like you win both pistol rounds and you get only 5 rounds in a map. That's not what you want, right? When you win pistol round, especially 2, you're secured for 6 rounds if you played it perfectly. And that's why I said the team that makes less mistakes, because they are under pressure, we are probably going to see mistakes, is going to win this best of 1.
Well, definitely. So I think players are warming up if I can see from here, and definitely the game is about to start soon. So give me your predictions once again, so I can write it down on paper and try to guess the correct score.
Did we see the map?
Oh, if the map video is ready, I think it is.
Yeah, hopefully.
We should jump straight. Oh my God, Cobble!
Oh wow! We haven't seen Cobble in forever.
I actually thought that we are not going to see Cobble at all.
Yeah,
because
the past entire team invitation, we didn't see Cobble once even. But apparently, we're gonna see it now. So that's interesting.
Oh, Nexus deciding to ban Mirage and go to Cobble. Yeah, my reaction as well. Like
confusion is total. Well, I mean, the only reasoning I can see behind that kind of a decision must be that Nexus have seen that Game Agents are also doing all right on Mirage, and it must be that Game Agents hate Cobblestone. I mean, that's the only thing I can see. And then Game Agents perhaps left it out because they were so sure that their opponents would pick Mirage.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, imagine Game Agents wanted to, seems like, but to go on one of their best maps, if not the best.
So since they take this decision, we can just assume that these guys, they have been practicing cobblestone for some unapparent reason. It doesn't really make that much sense, but, you know.
I mean, they didn't know, right? Maybe they practiced it before they announced that they're going to remove cobble from
active. And then
active.
all the other teams perhaps stopped practicing it. So this is a bit of a wild card, and I think Nexus picked it for a reason. So I'll have to say Nexus 16. That's my final prediction.
I'll say Nexus as well. As I said, I think they are going to move forward. So 16-10 for Nexus.
All right, we are ready to go live, and players are joining the server. So once again, for the last time of the day, your casters are Dean and Haka.
All right, thank you guys. We are just about ready to get into the action. Waiting on one more player to join the server, I believe. But the final match of Group B to decide who's going to be going home and who's going to be claiming that spot in the semi-finals between Nexus and Game Agents. I'm Dean, and as always, it will be myself and Haka taking you through the action.
Yeah, should be an exciting and important matchup here. I mean, we said that these two teams are probably the ones that will be battling for the top spot in this group, but that's not the case. BP have already stolen that away from them, and now these teams are just fighting to stay alive in this tournament. So certainly a very important matchup here.
Yeah, definitely going to be a very interesting game to see if Nexus are going to be able to put up a better performance than on that previous map. It was just, they started off so slow, of course, as was said on the desk, getting the two pistols as well, and it's still been a pretty one-sided scoreline. So I expected a lot more from them. I said myself that I think BP could have pulled off the upset. I said it to you, I didn't say it on stream. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be that one-sided. I think coming into this game now, it is going to be a little bit closer. I hope it's going to be an entertaining game. Nexus or Game Agents, two of the teams that I was looking at to be two of the favourites in this entire tournament. So yeah, let's see. Going live right into the pistol now. Some utility being bought up for flash, a smoke and a flash, of course. And no defuse kit yet for the CT side. I was going to say Jaxie did have enough to buy one, but decided to just go for that kit instead. Let's see where Game Agents decide to take this one out to start it off. A important pistol round to see who's going to be able to get that momentum in their favour early on. And for the moment, it seems to be a pretty passive round. They have a couple of players over towards B, 3 holding outside of A, waiting to see if anyone decides they get aggressive from Nexus. And we may see them try and split towards the A bomb site. Through the drop room, perhaps, is an option. And let's see if that's what they decide to do, as they do slowly just creep up through A long now to get themselves this control. BTN going to be different. They decide to just fall back off, and here we go, yeah, coming into connector through the drop room, looking to try and pincer in on these players. Barcode with 1 kill. Edson did fall in the process, and Barcode gets himself a second actually by dropping down BTN, so all the kills right now going in favour of Game Agents. Falls, and so this control of this A bomb site now is Blitz and Zello, and it's not looking too possible, as Zello is the last man standing. Himself the pistol.
Yeah, very well executed round by Game Agents there, just splitting it towards that A site to deal with, and I mean, to be honest, the A long push did a lot of the work already. That got for Game Agents. And they will be buying up into this round with 3 AKs already invested. On the Nexus side of things, of course, and as we always mention, those, I mean, it almost feels like I shouldn't need to say it at this point, but just in case anyone doesn't know, these pistols can always do the damage. So Game Agents will need to be a little bit careful, but they certainly are careful at the start of this round. They're not taking things out towards B plat, but other than that, they're just going to be holding back after that 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, Game Agents should be pretty happy with that 1-for-1 trade. Weapon not going to be retrieved quite yet by Nexus, and I don't think it really will be anytime being found with the Barcode. Continuing to take this fight towards B could be dangerous, but the damage has been returned by that nice grenade coming in. So yeah, 4-on-4, still over a minute remaining, plenty of time for Game Agents to decide what they actually want to do in this round. And with all their presence being put over into the B halls, it's looking like they are going to try and attack this B bomb site. And Nexus right now having 3 players in position to try and hold this down. Perhaps we could see at least some more damage being put in. If not an opportunity for Nexus to actually try and take this round. So let's see, 50 seconds remaining, they will begin to push now. Utility going to be used to try and clear out the positions. Plenty of Molotovs. And let's see the UMP looking to try and lead the way. Opening kill for Blitten with the CZ is going to be able to find Barcode. So now it's a 2 versus 2, and Flash not looking very healthy, down to 21 points of HP. But BTN himself being 2 versus 2. A player on either side on low HP, and Jaxie doesn't have Kevlar, and it doesn't matter. He's going to be able to win out that fight with the P2. He has been dinked. And there we go, a great headshot to start it off. Jaxi with no Kevlar aim punch is going to be a factor. And he doesn't have a defuse kit either. Tapping away, gets the dink in return. Somehow tagged down even further. It was through the corner of the wall, but there we go. Jaxi finally finishes it off. And that's going to be Nexus who actually return that by picking themselves up the force buy.
And Jaxi wins out that 1v1. They knew where the... Well, obviously they knew where the last player was because the first player goes down and Nexus managed to get the kill through. So back to a 1-1 scoreline early on and do the damage. Heading into round 3, it is going to be the AWP brought up by Zello, interestingly enough. That's something that I thought was the one real standout player for Nexus in the past. And I think that Cobblestone doesn't really lean toward Nexus, but already, oh dear, Gabeson dies to his own molly. We won't talk about it. The push coming in. It's quickly back into a 2v3 after all the trades come through to try and close this one out for Game Agents as they push up to the site. Kolor gets up close but doesn't get the kill through. Scratch to find one up. And Kolor has to try and get this bomb down, which will come through. Frags here.
Yeah, not going to be easy, although Jaxi is extremely low, so if he can find this first kill, I was going to say definitely winnable, but he won't be able to connect any shots. Jaxi shuts that down, and Nexus do go ahead and get themselves a second round onto the board, so the reset not going to come in this time for Game Agents. It's Nexus to get themselves in control of the economy now. Bomb plant rather at least been found, so they get that extra $800 per player, but they still are going to have to go ahead and go for a Winnie. Go a couple upgrades. This should be an easy time for Nexus now coming into this one. Probably a couple of SMGs can be purchased up to try and probably get one, and there you go, he gets himself an MP9, so he'll be looking to try and farm up some money. Game Agents, a couple CZs, a couple Deagles, and a P250 for colour to use.
Into round 4, Game Agent's going to go for the quick mid push. Etienne certainly his quick trade comes in, so the AK will be recovered by Kolor. Pretty good trades early on, and that AK already doing more damage. Jaxi decided to stick around towards A long there. That's another rifle lost. That hasn't been recovered by Game Agents yet, but winning those trades is certainly exactly... See, Nexus have already rotated in towards A, but into a 3 versus 4, Nexus might be feeling pressured into making a play here, and IM is pushing in towards A long. If they're not careful, they could end up losing. Spreading out here, they're making it easier for Game Agents to take these one-on-ones. And this is real trouble now for Nexus. They've only got 2 players left in a 2-on-4. That's going to try and hold this one off. Tapping away, eventually just not enough. Zello has to win the clutch, which isn't going to happen. And Nexus there just kind of fought alone. That was a real error there being made in towards A long. They continued to fight one by one.
Yeah, that's a horrifying round to lose. Going to be forced onto a full eco now. My XC and IM are looking at a double eco, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Instead, just some pistols being upgraded. And if they do want to buy into this next round, because of 2 players being so low on economy, they're going to be working with a bit of a weaker buy. So flip the table now. Nice opening kill being found as well. The aggression from Zello, trying to get boosted up in the drop. Doesn't work out for Game Agents, and of course already heavily favoured due to having that firepower advantage. Right now a default just being held from Game Agents. Waiting to see if anyone decides to get aggressive from the CT side. Worked out for them early on. Blitz as well, taking down to 6. This is right now in this round. A couple kills is probably their goal now. Drop at least a few of these weapons out of hands of the T-side players for some reinvestment. There we go, Gabeson will eventually fall. Gets himself a 1 beforehand. But the trades, of course, do still go in favour of Game Agents. All onto Jaxi now. Rotate. I don't expect them to find too much.
This round, a pretty back and forth start to this first half, but it should be Game Agents taking control now. Jaxi just trying to play for exit kills, but not too much going on. It is going to be Game Agents winning the lead. There we go. Fleet gets the final kill through. And Nexus are in a slightly awkward position here in terms of their money. They can't really get a full buy together, but it's probably worth the investment. They're going to get, at least a fair few rifles on. I will come through, but Zello probably won't even have an AWP, which is something... Wow, actually, Blights decides to drop the AWP over, so he's willing to go without the Kevlar with his rifle. That's certainly a big risk, and I think it shows you how much they really want to get that AWP into the hands of Zello. So we'll see if it's worthwhile here into this 6th round, because they've not got much utility, and Blights has decided to go without Kevlar just to get that AWP into his hands.
Yeah. 4 flat to work with into this round, so not ideal. Game Agents once again taking it quite slow though. It has been the standard play so far, just going to split up and wait to see if they can find any opening picks. And it has been successful throughout the past couple of rounds. Coming in from Nexus, instead deciding to hang back, of course having that Opal on Zello to have his angle on towards the fountain. Couple of flashes going down. A couple of players also looking to try and get control towards the drop room. There we go. Map control is indeed going to go in favour of Game Agents, and it looks like they might just commit straight toward 3 players on the site itself to try and hold it to 2. Another gun round goes in their favour.
The 4-2 scoreline, but more important, 2 pistols. And again, probably taking this round slowly. Shouldn't have to go for too much quick aggression up close, but it's going to be pretty difficult to get anything done here. Even though they do have some upgraded pistols, they barely even have Kevlar, they barely even be an easy round for Game Agents. And I mean, remember, you know, that in my opinion, Game Agents, because they probably do have
that they decided to at least take a gamble. When you only have the pistols, no point kind of just separate. You want to have a stack so that you can hope to have them just walk into all your crosshairs and give you an opportunity to get something done. There we go, this round likely going to go in favour of Game Agents. At this point, Nexus probably just going to try and get themselves a couple of exit kills if possible. The round basically unwinnable at this point. But if they can steal away a few rifles, get a bit of damage done, keep the economy modest for Game Agents, that would be ideal. Their economy obviously not perfect quite yet. And I am maybe given an opportunity now as he does look to try and push into drop. Not going to work in his favour. It's Fleev instead, and also flash to drop Jaxi. So not looking like they're going to be able to find too much in this round. Maybe all 5 players surviving for Game Agents unless BTN can get something done. And now Zello all alone. Actually will be in connector, so can perhaps catch a couple players off guard. There we go, will be traded out after 1. So not a big deal for Game Agents. They have a pretty decent economy. Go. And well, they have an opposite.
Yeah, not going to be the AWP into the hands of to try and lock down the bomb sites, but Game for the quick play in towards mid. See to get the first kill with the AWP behind. Gets a kill of his own. Now.
I think it cost at least he does have 11,000 in the... Zello gets that final frag, the gap a little bit further. It is a bad of a situation if they can bring this back to maybe your 6th map, so expecting Nexus to be Game Agents now. Will they swap anything up? There we go now, finally going to commit. First kill and a second, just playing underneath the flat. Well, will eventually be traded back by Colour. Plenty of work was done, and now his teammates in position to just shut this one down, leaving Colour all alone in a 1-on-4. Oh my god, what a shot onto Zello. Let's see if he can get anything else done. Of course, his position known, and I am just playing in that smoke. Will uses his chance there to just go ahead and pounce and get the round in the difference. And I was going to say maybe Game Agents to go for an eco, but they had enough to buy onto, I believe, 4 players, so they will get what they can. A weapon should be dropped over to Gabeson as well. Actually, no, it won't, because Barcode didn't have Kevlar yet, so I lied.
Such a liar. You're always lying to me. Again, it's Jaxi sticking with the AWP on the Nexus side of things. So again, that's somewhat of a surprise to me. I mean, I know Zello wasn't exactly getting too much done with it, but clearly Jaxi is confident with it. Gets a double again in towards mid. Oh, it's actually a 3rd for Jaxi, shutting it down. The A's just not working out for them on the hold. 3 kills come through to falter a little bit here. They lose 3 rounds in a row, back to a 5-5 scoreline. And more importance again.
Yeah, and I said if Nexus managed to take this up to 6 or 7 rounds, they would be pretty happy. And bringing it back to 5-5, forcing out only pistols and Kevlar into this round for Game Agents, they should be able to claim the lead in this if they're able to actually capitalize on this, because
Nexus will get the first kill through. Push has come in towards drop, and Gabeson has got another kill through. BTN the sound, but it's back to a 2v2. Again, it on the site, but he annihilates Flash. That leaves Fleev in a way. Have a pretty good chance, but on the B bomb site, he still Fleev manages to avoid him.
Actually, swaps it out to the op now, actually, and to the open, but he decides to back up instead. And Fleev just playing in towards Chicken Coop and uses the footsteps to try and pinpoint the position and stay alive as long as he can, or else find the kill. And here we go to CZ up close. Of course, it is going to be a victorious. That's another round for Game Agents as they do once again pull off that half by. Seems to be the thing that Nexus do struggle with the most. I think they'd probably prefer if Game Agents always had rifles. Most awkward 1v1 I've ever seen. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I mean, Jaxi did have an AWP to bet.
Even...
Yeah, said about that round the better. Heading in. Not going to be able to... Meantime, Game Agents lead. And again, Nexus not really often the case. Players will hold outside and then come back and try and fire inside. Fleev will drop down off HP. He just drops into that mall. It's some map control in towards drop. Still yet to make any decisive.
Yeah, nothing there to be in from behind, then it's an absolute shutdown. A single. I've just seen it so many times.
Well, this round mix as well, so Game Agent's chance here, but as you spy in the past, they've actually decided actually really heavily over towards A. They're leaving Blitz pretty much Nexus, but they've decided to take that round. If they were to push in towards that, the Game Agents, I don't think will have the chance to get that easy. Are in towards drop down. They don't. IAM can fall back at any time, but he doesn't get the chance to fall back. He loses his head. Now the A push is going to come in.
Yeah, and not too much being found for Game Agents coming in. Able to actually work in their favour. Another kill to be found for Flash. Kind of not going to be too big of a deal. Nexus, of course, they will have to reinvest onto a couple of players into this one. But I think even if they do lose this one. But ideally now, Nexus looking to try and get themselves that 9-6 could potentially be the last buy of the T side for Game Agents. If they lose this, it's going to be most likely just Pistols, Kevlar. It is going to be an aggressive pick coming in from that C. Gabeson. A trade not being found for Barcode.
Yeah, again, Jaxi by far. Those two opening kills, a huge advantage for the Romanian bomb site. Jaxi seems to be ready to meet them with his AWP. IAM actually gets burned alive. Push out one by one. They're all just going to get the one kill back, but that's round of this first half.
Yeah, indeed, as I said, a couple SMGs, one UMP, one MAC-10. So if they have a set plan, this is in terms of execute, it's been mostly this kind of pick type of style and just hope to like, late into the round. And they haven't been that opening kill, and they've been working on the back foot in every round, basically. So, to be favouring towards this side of the map, usually leaving someone over to and sticking back with his teammates will be just what he's. So, a bit of damage already being done. Game.
Decent start for Nexus. A little bit of damage have been heard by the CT. One molly in play, but not going to molly out through. I thought he was only going to get down the player on the bomb site. Actually could struggle here in a 2v2 retake. Nades coming in. They've still got a fair few nades left. Individual fights towards him. That doesn't get the frag through. Jax win with a weak buy yet again.
Pretty even half. Both teams, I'd say, will be a little bit, just considering they had a little bit of a poor performance, especially on the CT side. Not going to be as important as we've seen, and who's going to be able to take themselves the lead early on into the T side. Jaxi is the one that sacrifices the cows. The presence going to be put all over towards B. For the drop room, a split out through the platform. So far, it's the Glocks to win out the fight, and all the frags are going to be going in favour of Nexus. Round onto the board for Nexus now as they increase this lead just a little bit further. Now they should be reaching double digits.
Is game A with pistols, even though Nexus are ready, as well as their chances into this round. Obviously, into round 17, we leaving one towards A is documented strategy. I think quite a only going to be flat team try to hold on to the B. Colour's been taken down to 22 passively. Down, so pretty good start, especially now.
Difficult to hold. And all the kills do once again go over in favour of the Romanian side. It's all down to Flash. Maybe able to find one or two kills perhaps on the exit. Well, for him to just go ahead and save this Kevlar. Full set of default pistols, maybe a couple upgraded.
Not much to be said at the end of this round. Nexus should just exit to letting Flash save a single season. Stays safe. So the Romanians get to save all 5 guns, which help their economy quite a lot. Not having to after this round either, because game in play. So that will allow Nexus to get out to a really good position and get those SMG kills for a bit of. We see Nexus spread out, leaning more so over towards some awkward close range positions if you want to go for that push there. So that close. That's the AK recovered by back though. Jaxi takes him down. So
and four opponents to try and find. Also an extra $600 into the bank. 12. And it is going to be an 11th now for Nex. And also the rifles with some utility. They don't have Molotovs, but they do all of those weaker weapons. So continuing on with the bonus round, a UMP and a Galil. Not really dangerous coming into this round. And let's see what towards mid, making his way down through danger. The smoke gone down, likely going to prohibit him from really being able to find. But Gibson elsewhere to step it up. Zello falls. And the man advantage is actually played.
The Barcode also chiming in these steps. Free fire comes in from. It matters too much because the rest is for Gabeson and the 4 game agents, but that to having a lot of money from those. If Nexus lose this one, enough money for some sort of buy, So, yeah, they're not in an awful position by any stretch of the imagination. It also isn't too good. In terms of defining how this second half win it, they put themselves in a really, really good position here.
Standard setup at the moment from Game Agents, having to make sure that it can't be a split in towards either. Feel a little bit dangerous then, because he's actually playing on the other side. If they smoke off door, B could be a little bit weak. A, at least they get that map control early on, get water and also control of long. And kind of just restrict the info so they are going to have to send a second player if it wasn't even on in for Nexus. Still 50. The final player going to get the bomb and group. And let's see, they do have utility remaining, so likely going to be some form of...
The push has to come in towards A. The Romanians will look to make their way for a really good position here. They're not going to clear this corner or flash. You know where he is now. Through the smoke that was. Gabe, they could not stop him there as
he actually full speed through the smoke. Mental.
It was just crazy. I don't know what was happening.
He ended up walking in front of B. Another boy at least coming in for next. But yeah, the previous 2 rounds been actually quite clean for round deficit now. Let's see if Nexus can... And right now, a pretty standard D is putting the focus towards this part of the map. A passive setup, similar to what we've seen in the previous round too, this time looking to try and hold an aggressive angle.
Fleeve looking for that information for him though, so he's not going to go for aggressive. Only 1 kill comes in. The rest of Nexus are going to line up the smoke. As Gabeson also gets a C left on the lurk. He's not in a row, as they get their 10th.
Gabeson's definitely a good job so far, but here we go now. Nexus is basically an eco. A couple of sets of... We're going to put over towards the B hall. Hold this one down, and I believe they have some Molotov. They should be placed to try and slow the push. Put straight out through the smoke, and Gabeson once again so far. I believe they're to assist, and actually Gabeson somehow still hanging on as well, able to go either way. It was looking like Nexus were taking control.
And they're starting to build up some money as well on the CT side. Bonus, we are going to see Nexus line up a couple of smokes already coming in to slow them down because the smoke will deny the flames. And here comes the push. Fleeve, though, already finding the first kill on the hold, and the rotate is quick. Zello finds another entry, though, so Nexus managing to open up the bomb site. But Game Agents are already in position to try and line up this retake, and kills coming in. Fleeve gets another frag. Trades still go the way of the CT side, as it's back to a 2v2, actually. But it's all up to BTN now. 20 HP, and he made a step there. I think Game Agents might have heard that, but he's going to try and reposition. This could be good, but no. Fleeve reacts quickly. 4 kills for him on the hold, as Game Agents managed to take the lead.
Yeah, at least some damage being found for Nexus. They're able to get the bomb plant as well. At this point, damage not going to be too big of a deal. And as we can see, the lead gone in favour of a decent economy. A decent amount of reinvestment has to come into this round. Let's see what Nexus can do. No op to work with, just going to be the 5 rifles into this round. And once again, they're just going to go for all their presence immediately over towards B. You can see Game Agents at the moment, as we have seen in the past, sending 2 players towards the A bomb site early on, looking to try and get that info. Getting a little bit aggressive usually with that op. And here we go now. Look at this actually. This is going to be another fast round from Nexus, trying to get down into the drop room, but it's not going to work out. And there's no to kill, and is able to just stay alive.
Gabeson only gets 1 kill on the site. And Nexus just find a flurry of frags to open up this B bomb site. That plant is going to know if Game Agents can even go for this one, because Kola and Flash are both currently stuck behind a smoke. They do have a few nades left to work with, but they're going to have to get some... Likely, with Nexus's positions, they're playing fairly passively, except for Zello, who's up close, and oh, there is Flash through the door, and that puts an end to this round. Kola is already trying to see if he can save that port, and that might not be possible. Kola manages to get that kill on towards Zello, so that means he can get away safely.
No, it's not going to happen. He is going to be able to survive, so... Yeah. Ooh, no, Colour! Oh my god, that was close. Neither player getting the kill, but that was butt clenching, at least. I don't know how Colour managed to survive there. I don't know why he decided to push forward. Could have just stayed in towards the balcony, or just in that general area, and he would have been fine. Luckily enough, doesn't get taken down, so here we go. A double up setup coming out for Game Agents into this round. Gabeson and Colour. And a tactical pause has been called by Nexus, it seems, so... Trying to make sure now that they are going to be able to chain some rounds together. They don't want to get reset instantly, and just get forced back onto an eco, because that'd be absolutely tragic at this point in the game. They get themselves up to 14, maybe even 15 rounds before the buy comes out once again. So this is very important now for Nexus, the Romanian side.
Yeah, we've got 2 AWPs on the CT side as well, so that's something they're going to have to overcome to this 25th round. Obviously, the winner of this round will take the lead for the time being, it being 12-12. A couple of flashes go over towards B, but rest of Nexus with towards the A bomb site. Already Zello is selling the fake here. He's got, but the bomb is already pushing up in towards mid. Flash is the only player currently on the A side hold. Are they going to spot him out? No, Flash gets a double before he goes down to a 2v2. With Game Agents rotating over towards A pretty quickly, but not quickly enough because the bomb has already gone down.
Yeah, and let's see now. 1 player on the site, 1 player over towards the corner, and it's going to be both kills going in favour of Colour. Able to find the first and swing around. It's going to come instant in with that reset. As I said, that was going to be a worst case scenario for Nexus now, because a 13th round is about to be on the board. They're going to be only, should be 14-12 by the time they get that next buy-in. That's not ideal. You don't want to be allowing your opponents to really have any free rounds at this point. Ahead and go for the eco. I think they're going to have to take one.
Oh, some investments coming in. Oh, okay then.
This is all in. I don't know why they're not going all in if they've spent so much money, because they can't buy into this.
Unless they get a plant, but
if they get a plant, yeah, then they'd be able to buy. But even then, Blitz wouldn't be. I guess it's not too big of a deal not having only 1 pistol and 4 AKs, but still, it's going to be awkward. You're not guaranteed to get that plant by any means.
I mean, they do have 3 smokes, so maybe that's the idea. I don't really know, but we'll see what Nexus have around. That would be nice, if unlikely. Currently leaning in towards that A bomb site. Doesn't seem like too many smokes are being lined up. Here we go. Blitz is going to try and deploy one now. So it's just going to be Nexus going for the full-on A play with the out. But already 3 players committed to the A site hold for the CT side. The push is going to come in. The pistols can get up close, but they're going to need to win some fights. And Zello has already done that. He gets the first kill through. Still a player at the back of the site, though. The bomb is dropped down. Blitz is going to try and push in alongside BTN and into a 2v2 as another kill comes in from BTN. It's only Gabeson left alive here, and his AWP is on the outside looking in. The bomb is going to go down, and, well, Nexus might be winning this round now.
Certainly a large possibility. Oh, what a shot from BTN. He steps it up massively in that round. A round that was needed for Nexus indeed. And it is going to be a 3k. Gets the op as well retrieved. I presume he'd probably drop that over to most likely Yaxi. Zello could of course also take it. Well, it'll be interesting to see whether he decides to actually keep that for himself, of course hitting a nice shot in the previous round. But now Game Agents, they're going to be the one to this round. They have enough to get, I believe, an op out onto Colour. Barcode able to get a rifle as well. As should Gabeson, but Flash they're going to be left on slightly weaker weaponry. A UMP, and we're yet to see what Flash invests into. I wouldn't be surprised if this was an overtime.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't seem like any team can... That was a tactical timeout called by Nexus, for what it's worth. After winning the round, they decided to take the time. I think it's... Yeah, exactly. Didn't work out last time. See if it works this time around. I'm not going to see too much quick aggression peeking in towards mid. Ooh, doesn't get spotted out there. It's Jaxi again AWPing for Nexus on the other side over Zello, which is something we've seen throughout Cobblestone, really picking up that AWP. But yeah, for the most part, Jaxi has been finding the most success on it, so he has continued. A couple of UMPs as well on the Game Agents side, which is worth mentioning, but they should be able to position themselves up. With 1 minute 10 left on the clock. 4 players over towards B for Game Agents. There's still no damage being done so far. Push coming in. Gabeson gets the first on the hold. AKs find a couple of kills each though. Nexus opening things up. Ziam gets another frag through. Barcode also goes falling. it's all going to be going the way of Nexus. They just win pretty much every fight there. I mean, you see Game Agents died really, really quickly. They managed to rotate. They just couldn't win any of the fights they needed. And Nexus are the ones to gain a lead. More importantly, look at Game Agents buy into this round. It is minimal, to say the least.
Most likely, unless we can see Gabeson pull off a miracle with that Deagle. Right now, looking like the team that may be going home on the first day. Only getting to play 2 best of 1s, as was said on the desk, and country coming all the way to Serbia to try and coming into the LAN as well as one of the favourites, you'd have to say, one of the, at least the top 3 or 4 teams. And to go out on the first day is not what they would have expected coming up. Gabeson actually going to be able to find that trade into this round. Fleeve as well with the USP able to take down Blitz, and somehow they claim themselves a man advantage. So we were counting Game Agents out, and they definitely want to put up a fight for this round, even if they don't have a lot of firepower. But there we go, they have lost that control towards A. We see BTN actually getting very aggressive in towards Connector. If he can hold this one down, that's going to be perfect. But if Game Agents find that kill, then that's a great opening for them now. That would be a 2 versus 4, that would be another weapon retrieved. And we can see because of that, BTN decides it's probably time to just fall back off and group up with his teammates. Here we go now, 4 versus 3. Flash going to be coming in from behind, as is Fleeve. Both of the rifles in this position. Let's see if they're going to be able to pull this one off now.
Ooh, Jaxi gets warp. There's a player coming in towards A long, though. Jaxi needs to be careful. He's not watching that position. The flank is coming in. Easy kill from behind. Trade's going back and forth, though. It's all up to... But they know where he is. Nexus can just try and slow this down. The trade, though, doesn't come in. Don't know if he knows where IM is, though. IM swings out wide. In comes the headshot. One is won by Nexus. IM gives his team map point. And it is going to be in a position where they need to win 2 rounds just for overtime.
Yeah, and it's not going to be easy by any means, but certainly doable. 2 rounds happens to be a good time for Game Agents to go ahead and do it. The economy for the Nexus side is going to afford a buy for the remaining round as well, I believe. Wouldn't be perfect. Another decent buy even if they do lose this one, but for now the full focus is going to be on this. They're looking to try and take this victory 16-13, and it's just going to be a card. They've been very aggressive, I guess, in their approach. They've been always making presence, showing what they're doing. This time around, though, just fully creeping up towards A. A smoke will at least go down, and that's going to slow them for just a couple of seconds. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that mid is clear. And it looks like the hit will probably still come in towards this A bomb site, and it's going to be up to only 2 players to hold that down. Flash and Colour. 2 other stronger players indeed on the Game Agent side. And here we go, the attack will indeed be coming in. As I mentioned, Flash and Colour have to step it up massively. The assistants will now begin to come in, and it will actually be the opening kills going in their favour. Barcode and Flash to take 1 each. Zello to eventually burn one alive and actually take the head off of Colour. BTN going to be able to step it up as well. Flash falls. And now it's only Gabeson and Fleeve that remain. One of those players has been spotted out. The position of Bo is now going to be known, and the dink comes in through the door. It will actually be returned quite equally, as Gabeson eventually goes ahead and finishes off Zello. And look at the HP onto these 2 remaining players now for Nexus. This round could still go either way. Leave himself down to 3. But on to Gabeson to try and get the majority of the work done now in the remainder of this round, and they don't currently have a defuse kit, so that's going to be a problem. Time will be a factor that they have to work against. 10 seconds will be needed for that defuse. And here we go, pushing out, spotted out by the player on the ramp. Both players' position should now be known, I believe. And BTN, he actually gets taken down. Game Agents to get 1, spots at the head of the final, gets the kill, but I don't think he's going to have the time. Does he, is the question. Oh, goes a long way around.
He's not got it.
No, and he doesn't have the time. There you have it, guys. Hang on, wait.
No.
No, he doesn't have it. There you go, guys. Nexus, they are going to be the ones claiming that final spot in the playoffs. And commiserations to Game Agents, who has been... Hey.
What a game, what a round. It was pretty close. Half 8-7, then later on 16-14 for Nexus. Even though they had a lead of 12-7, Agents started making comebacks, winning 5 rounds in a row, mainly because they played really aggressive towards that A plateau. They didn't really use that drop zone. Agents was holding it from that window from connector, and as soon as they started, was definitely find a way to close this map. But how many issues?
Those, I would say, I actually thought that Nexus are going to lose their confidence after they lost a couple of rounds in a row. As you said, it was 12-7 to come back to 12-12. And at that point, I actually thought, okay, maybe Game Agents have this one in the bag because they were looking quite strong on their city side. And it's, as you pointed out, I think that aggression also comes into play for them because they were playing control of A side at all, and they practically shut them down every single time. Yeah, those rounds were pretty close as well, like Game Agents surviving with 2 players, 3 players, and so on. But all things considered, in the end, this is scored out how Game Agents want to play towards that A side. They approached it carefully, really do it. Like the most important part for me was that there's no drop zone, fighting for drop zone on the map, right? Because it allows you to split the sites and so on and so on. But there was no fighting there.
It was pretty strange. I mean, either they went for like the full B plateau take, or they just split A.
But it worked out for Nexus. I think they had quite a good read or where Game Agents want to set up, and they used their utility perfectly. Also, that clutch from BTN, he was really low on HP, but he knew that he just needs to buy himself time. Maybe he didn't know that he doesn't have a kit, but he still survived long enough for him to not be able to defuse the bomb. And those are like the little things. Basically, both of the players had like 30 HP total, and they still managed to win the round. I was kind of surprised that Game Agents were able to come back into the match, but I think Nexus pretty on point when it comes to those mid-round calls and how they played from 12-12 until the end of the game.
Yeah, and the last time Game Agents had that advantage was 13-12 for managed to swing 6 rounds. And at that point, almost went depleted, and they decided to force. They had, I think, 4 CZs and maybe 1 rifle. It was really a risky move because if they lost that round, then they managed to win that one and win 2 more rounds to take this down.
Yeah, I mean, since Game Agent did take so many rounds in a row, and when they come back and eventually take the lead, you feel sort of trapped, and you need some drastic things. If you continue in the same pattern now, it's not going to work out. So they went for a gamble, high risk, high reward, and this time it was high reward.
Yeah, basically I wanted to say that as well, like high risk, high reward. I think it paid off in the end for Nexus. I mean, of course it did. But on the other side, it was pretty risky move, right? Because
I mean, if it didn't work out, then we'd probably sit here and say that, okay, well, that was a risky decision that didn't work out this time. It could have lost them the game. So.
Yeah, but they could have, like, for example, Game Agents could have been like at 14-12. Then that means that Nexus is on an eco if they don't want to force again, right? Yeah. And that's 15-12 for Game Agents, and it turned their way with CZs, and they got that round, and practically Game Agents were reset after that, right? Because all those close rounds, they were all 3 versus 3, and they need to drop those guns, and the economy is low on Game Agent's side, and that's maybe the reasoning behind that force of Nexus, that they wanted to reset Game Agents, and at that point they have 14 rounds on the board, and even when they got to 15 at the last round, but it paid off from the play of BTN, and I don't remember who was the guy inside, but well played to both of them. I think they solely, with 30 HP totals and of course semi-final spot.
Well, yeah, there you have it. We already have 4 teams that advanced already into semi-finals. From Group A, we have ClickTech and B-Pro. From Group B, we have Nexus Gaming and BP by puleni. Yeah. Such a surprise. And tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, first match will be played at 10 CEST, Central European Time, and it will be between B-Pro and Nexus Gaming, right? And after that, puleni and what was the ClickTech?
ClickTech, yeah.
So
2 Serbian teams, unfortunately.
Teams. Yeah, for you and maybe me.
Yeah, but that means that we are going to have at least 1 Serbian team in the final. So that's quite okay. I mean, best of 3. I think a lot of stuff are going to change tomorrow in terms of map picks, in terms of play style as well. We talked about this best of 1s for 6 hours now, so I'm not going to repeat myself again. But all in all, great Counter-Strike today. I was probably most impressed by they played out of their minds, especially against Nexus Gaming. Their gameplay and team play was on point. So hopefully we see see that out of that play tomorrow as well, and maybe we see a different Nexus. Maybe they prepare more. Maybe they just had an off day, because a lot of the plays they made, it didn't really look. They went to a thought process like, we are going to do that, we're going to do that, and hopefully they bring much better Counter-Strike tomorrow.
Yeah, and Lucas, who do you see in finals?
Nexus for sure, and yeah, I'll have to say ClickTech.
ClickTech.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see tomorrow. So as I mentioned before, tomorrow at 10 CEST, we will be watching 2 matches of semifinals, and after that, final match. And of course, this will be in best-of-3 format, and we'll see you tomorrow.